This is Bumper to Bumper TV.
The 2010 Ford Taurus is a radical departure from the auto company's traditional approach to sedans. One of the key players behind the new look is Earl Lucas. Lucas is part of a new generation of designers whose vision is shaking up the way cars look and how the public responds to them. He shared some of that vision and more in a discussion with Stan Washington of the Atlanta Voice.
Well, last 10, 15 years, I think primarily my experience at Ford Motor Company is that the public is looking for more expressive shapes. I mean, I think people want to have something that looks good, but really not just looks good to them, but they want to be seen in something that looks good to the public as well. So as they're out and about, they're looking to make an impression, to make a statement, if you will, about the cars that they drive as well as the clothes that they're wearing.
Do you have a particular style yourself that you say is your signature mark in terms like some painters have their particular style in terms of designing cars?
Well,
what would be, oh, that's an Earl Lucas right there.
Well, I think if you look at the Taurus, I'm really excited about the Taurus because I had an opportunity to be so integrated into the process. But I've had the luxury of working on trucks, SUVs, as well as cars. And I don't know if I have one particular mark, if you will, when you look at a product that I've worked on, but I think every time that I'm trying to design something, I really try to get in the mindset of who this vehicle is for. And so that means that I have to take on some of the personality or the lifestyle that person expects from that type of product. So for me, it's just getting more and more inundated with what the product is and what it needs to be for that particular customer.
Would you say the mindset, though, what you're just saying, of designers has changed in the form of how they design a car now? It's not just basically giving somebody, here's something, this is, take that, but looking at people's lifestyles and what they do and how they dress, and do you pull from other industries, to incorporate things in the design of cars now?
Well, of course, we're pulling from all types of walks of life. Now, designers are influenced by, consumer products. They're influenced by architecture. They're influenced by fashion design. So, me in particular, I happen to have just a ton of shapes already in my head. I use the music, believe it or not, to get me to that creative spot. But your question in regards to how designers are approaching designing, it is different today. I think with so much pressure and so much responsibilities for cars to be successes, you cannot just propose something and just have it stick. There needs to be reasons. There needs to be, it needs to have some kind of connection to whom you're designing for. So a lot of marketing, a lot of research. In fact, on Taurus, we visited Atlanta, we visited Chicago, and also in Detroit to try to get a mindset from the customer, trying to get a mindset from who will really buy this product. So we're studying them and their lifestyle, and then we're proposing shapes that will come hopefully answer the question of the shapes that they really want. I think the days of listening to one particular group for the solution, those days are gone. I think I'm in a prime example, and there's other examples out there where when provided the opportunity, we can show or contribute in ways that maybe they would have overlooked. And I think that the Taurus and other products out there really kind of reflect this mindset of letting everybody contribute to the bottom line. Because at the end of the day, all the automotive companies want profits. So if they can listen to a particular sector of people and get that profit, of course they're going to do that. And I'm thankful for the opportunity to contribute to cars at nameplates as significant as Taurus. My background, Stan, is I grew up as a kid that just loved tinkering. And love sketching and love drawing. And to this day, there's nothing more exciting than seeing a blank sheet of paper come to life, whether it be just the illustration getting more vitality or seeing that product jump off the page into a clay model and then, of course, into a production model. There's nothing like that still for me to this day. But, my background really, I grew up drawing comic books. I grew up drawing all types of products. And I was always one of these kids that always wanted to think, what's next? What could come next after this thing that we have? So, I was kind of like a geeky kid, loving to draw, but I had parents who really wanted more for me than they had for themselves, and they listened to me. So when I needed that marker set, well, they went and got it. And when I needed that extra paper or pen, well, they got it, and allowed me to let my creativity grow. So I was always one of those kids in the corner sketching and drawing, and today I get paid to do it.
You're one of the, I guess, part of that new wave of new designers that came in and sort of changed the industry. Where is the next generation of designers? Where are they coming from?
Oh, wow, that's a good question. I'm looking for them, by the way, and believing they're out there. I think really they're going to come from different spots than traditional spots. Like even, I think I went to a traditional arts college where you're getting trained in your craft, and then you move on into the professional world. But I think the way that the world is working now, I don't know if those are always going to be the right spots to grab the future talent. There are kids out there who have untapped talent that are doing all types of things, and I think they just need to get a little bit more focused on a particular industry, and then those will be the kids that have a greater influence on products to come. Ford has gotten back to the basics. Now, this sounds really kind of strange, but our leadership has focused on doing products that people want. Not products that fit the number of production products we're supposed to have or units we're supposed to have. They're doing products that people truly want. And if it means that particular product is only going to sell 60,000 units, well, then they're only going to make 60,000 units. So I think they've had a clear plan. I think the Taurus and future products that are going to come that you guys are going to see within the next couple of years will illustrate that they have a plan. Now, it's one thing not to be able to take the money from the government, but it's another thing to be able to create products, in difficult times. When we were going through the recession that we're still in a little bit, they could have easily killed a product like Taurus. But this leadership team had the right vision to keep those types of products alive. Typically in the past, the old Ford would have killed those programs to save a buck for today. And really what would have happened, you would have cut off your future. So I think our leadership and our management team, they understand that, and Taurus is just one example of how Ford will lead in the future. Pete Reyes is an incredible engineer who truly wanted the product to be a winning product. So anytime you're working with engineers who have the ear to listen to design, they're always fun to work with, and Pete definitely is that type of engineer. Cry like a baby. The first time I saw a production Taurus, there's not words to describe it. You hear designers always use the old cliche that hey, it's like seeing my first child, right, or seeing my baby. Well, it's like that, but it's not like that. You remember the late nights. I have all the hair loss, right? I have all the remembrance of when it was a blank sheet of paper. So now when you see a production with me, it's overwhelming, and and I had the luxury of going to the plant where you can see 40, 50, 60 of them being made at one time, and it's absolutely a wonderful feeling. I don't have words to describe it.
We want to know what you think, so email us. The address is bumper-to-bumper TV@cs.com.